Well, hello YouTube. I just wanted to let you know I've got another boat that I'm going to be working on. This is a Four Winns called a Fling, and if you're going to bring home your fling, you better let your wife know it's a boat. So anyway, he's got a looks like a 90 horse Evinrude back here. It looks like a inboard outboard. I mean, this is kind of unusual. It's a jet boat, and this is probably the first time I've ever gotten a chance to work on a jet boat, but it's actually, it's an oil injected, and there's the oil injection system. It's a VRO on a, I believe, 1994 Evinrude, 4-cylinder, and it's really a nice looking motor, I think. He's having some trouble with it. He says it starts fine, it idles fine, but he's only got maybe 10% power. He can't get the boat up on plane. So that's the problem. So, but anyway, he's asked me to take a look at this, and I was more than happy to help. So, if you can help me diagnose correctly and figure out what's wrong with this boat, I will have the product is super clean. It's an aerosol spray foam and also just a spray bottle. So you get two products. They're very good. It's super clean, and you can look into my last probably a couple of videos ago. I made a video showing how well that product does work, and you can use it on your boat. It's good on fiberglass and other things like that. So even around the house you could use it. But it cuts grease very well, and so if you like, give me your diagnosis on this engine. After you watch the video, you'll see what I've gone through. But again, it's probably got only 10% power, and I haven't quite figured it out yet. But the first one that does figure it out and help me figure it out and puts it in the comments, and I'll select the winner based on the ranking of the comments. So anyway, help me out, give me a hand, watch the video, and see what you think. And I'm sure we'll come to a conclusion, and we'll hopefully see this boat in part 2 running on the lake and going full throttle. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. And switch it over there. This one I'm not sure about. I should be seeing something on there. Oh yeah, it's sparking. Okay. Now we'll come over to these two. How about that one? Oh yeah, it's sparking. Nice spark there. Yeah, got good spark there. Again, over here. Yeah, we got good spark. Yeah, good spark, all 4 cylinders. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Okay, now I'm just going to disconnect the fuel line here. Maybe on the side of the filter. There. Whew. if this will fit. We'll see. Okay, looks like it will. Start the water up again and try to start the engine. I'm going to prime it first. That's strange. That should be. The motor's getting firm. Doesn't seem overly hot. Seems like it's running okay. He's got spark in all 4 cylinders. So the only thing I can think of, if he's not getting power, is it could be carburetor. Maybe his high-speed jets are clogged up. It could be his carburetors. So, okay, I'm just going to run it out of fuel. I just take the fuel line and let it run out. I'm going to do a compression check on it. See where our numbers out in the cylinder. I'm going to check the timing. The timing is 4 degrees, maybe 5 degrees. little lean now. Okay, it's going a little higher. There she goes. Okay, she's out of gas. Now, I'm just going to pull out each spark plug, and then we'll do a compression check and go from here. Okay, I just wanted to show you the condition of each spark plug, and they all look pretty consistent. They all look pretty much the same. This is cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they've all got that brown appearance, you know, down there on the insulator. Nice brown look. I think they're firing okay. They look a little wet, like they've, you know, they're a little rich, but it was running okay. It idled all right. You saw that, and I'm getting spark on all 4 cylinders. Now we'll do a compression check and see what we're getting there. Hopefully, with spark, with compression, you know, looks like we're firing with these spark plugs the way they are. So far, I don't see anything wrong. Okay, so this is going to be compression on number 1 cylinder. I want to be able to see it and turn the key. We have about 119, 190, let's see, 100, 105, 10, 115, 115. 115. Let me hit it one more time. Yeah, slightly over 115. I would say 115, 116, somewhere in there. Okay, that's cylinder number 1. Okay, this is going to be cylinder number 3. That's pretty good. It's about 120, yeah, almost 125. So we had about 116 and 125. All right. And that again is cylinder number 3. Okay, this is cylinder number 2. And we're just shy of 120, maybe between 115 and 120. So 116, 117, 118, somewhere in there. So, you know, you could even say 115, but I think it's good. That was about the same as cylinder number 1. So looking good so far. This is going to be cylinder number 4. And we're just about dead even on 115. So that looks pretty good. They all look pretty even. So I'm within 10%, at least 15% is spec. And my highest reading was maybe 125. Lowest reading was 115. So if we do the math, that's 8%. So 8% variance is extremely good for this vintage of a motor. So, you know, you're allowed 15%. And that's half basically of the variance that's allowed. So and they're all good numbers. They're all pretty high compression numbers. So compression is not the issue. Spark is not the issue, unless it's a high speed stator problem. Maybe there's a coil on this, a high speed coil that's dying at full throttle. It could be that, or it could be the carburetors. So I'm going to have to talk to the owner and let him know. In order for me to go any further, it's gonna take some more time into this. So anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see what the owner wants to do. Okay, I've broken this free. I can get on it again. We'll see if there's any problem with the water intrusion. We'll be able to see it now. Oh, I guess not. That don't look all too bad. That's the magnet. There's nothing on it, so that all looks pretty good. That oil looks very good, actually. It looks very clean. That's a good sign. Okay, so I'm gonna set that up there so I don't forget. The plug's up there. Yeah, that looks very clean. Even on my hands, it seems like it's that premium gear case that I have for the other Evinrudes I use for the Johnson Evinrude. It used to be called Type C, and now it's called just premium lubricant, but it's for gear cases. But that looks like the same consistency, so I might have the right materials. I don't know. I'll have to look into that a little bit. But yeah, it looks like somebody's changed this just recently. Okay, we're gonna let that drain for a while. Drain into this pan and see what happens. At least I'll have an idea how much is in there. And I'll put the plug back in and go from here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open this drain plug, or this is the, down here if you can see it, this yellow, this is the cap, like the dipstick. Oh, if I can get on it. Wow. Oh, somebody really tightened that down. I'm gonna need some needle nose pliers. I'm gonna take that off and let that drain even faster. I got it out. I had to use a crescent wrench to get on it, but that's the fill hole for the oil. And boy, that was on there tight. I think they crushed the crap out of that O-ring too. They probably were, maybe they weren't getting a good seal, or want to make sure no water got in there, but boy, they had it on tight. Okay, so I'm draining the oil out of the gear case. Not even sure if it really needed to be drained, but we're draining it. So we'll go from there. The manual, service manual, says there is supposed to be 84.6 fluid ounces of oil in here. Well, there might be. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to recap this. If I can reach it. I dropped the jack because I wanted it to drain naturally from the top. So okay. Okay, that's tight. That part's finished. I just got to fill it with oil. So I dumped the entire contents of the oil pan that came out of the jet drive into this, and I've got, there's 2 quarts. So 84.6 ounces is 2.64 quarts. So we know we've got at least 2, maybe almost, oh, there's 3. So 2.6 would probably be somewhere up here. So it was a little low, but not much low, not very low, not bad. Not completely full, but pretty good. So, all right, I just wanted to show that for the record. So we've got another problem here. For some reason, when you press in the button to go into forward gear, that pulls it out of gear and just allows it to rev in neutral, and that doesn't work. And I'm not sure why, so we're gonna have to get into this. This is a little loose, you know, and I have already pulled out, well, I pulled out 1 screw here that goes on this side, and I found another screw down here I haven't gotten to yet, but it's defaced, of course, so somebody's been here. Probably tried to get that apart, maybe couldn't, I don't know. but oh, it's loose. So I'm going to take this off and see what is the deal. Maybe there's a cable disconnected, or maybe it's just routed wrong inside the control. So stay tuned. Okay, this is what it looks like. Well, both cables are hooked up. So, what a greasy mess, but okay, near as I can figure, when you push in the button and you pull the lever, when you pull the lever, it only activates the throttle, and that's all that should move. So that's, I believe that is the throttle, and this is the shifter. So let's see. I'm gonna engage the lock here, unlock it. So that should be throttle, I believe, and this one is, I believe. I'm still trying to figure that out. But let's see. I'm going to try this one. Maybe I can get some video out of this anyway. So when I push in the throttle button, or the neutral button, that's what I would call this, and I actuate this up here as well, you can see it's just moving this, and that's the throttle. So you have, I think it's all working okay. I think we just didn't quite know how to understand how to work this thing. You always have to unlock it from the neutral switch, and you push in the button, you unlock, you press the what is that? It's the purple release button for the lever, and then you can activate the throttle. So I think that's working fine. And then when I release the button and I pull in the release lever to unlock it from neutral, then this one activates, which is the forward shift, and then the throttle goes. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So that seems to be working okay. So I'm going to put this back together, and I just don't think he understood completely how this thing works, and I didn't either. So I took it apart just to see if I could understand it better. But this is just a safety lock, and it's always got to be disconnected, disengaged to move the lever. No big deal. Okay, moving on. I'm going to put this back together, and I think we're fine. All right, this is my grandson, Wyatt. Say hi, Wyatt. Hi. Okay, he's going to be helping me today on this throttle control so that I can see for shifting in the back on the jet portion of the motor. So, Wyatt, what I'd like you to do is, if you can lift this up.
Okay.
Can you do that? I don't know if you're strong enough. You might not be strong enough. And then just kind of squeeze it and push it forward like that. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you to bring it back to neutral, to this neutral stop, like we did where it was, like this. Okay. So we'll push it this way, and then when I say go ahead, just pull it back to the neutral. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and pull that lever back. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just strong now.
Huh. That was supposed to... that should have moved, I think. Let me see here. All right, we're going to put it in reverse now. Yeah, it doesn't look like this cable is moving at all. Put it back in neutral, in the center part. Yeah, put that handle back in the center.
Up?
Yep. Oh, there it goes. Now I feel it.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I felt it, but it was very weak. It didn't move much. It didn't move hardly at all. Okay, now I want you to do this again. You go ahead. I'm just going to start it for you, like that, and then when I tell you, push it all the way forward. Okay. I just got it out of gear for you to make it easy. Now, go ahead and push it all the way forward. Okay, yeah, I felt it move in. It does move, but it doesn't move a lot. Maybe it just needs lubricated or it's all worn out. That could be. All right.
Okay.
Well, I might need your help again. All right, and this is the jet portion of the outboard. This is actually the reverse and forward direction. So as this thing moves up and down, this actually sends the boat either into forward, which would be forward, or reverse, I guess, is like in a closed position. And hopefully everything is working in it. I guess is the propeller. This is the end that goes onto the drive shaft or prop shaft of the Evinrude. That's probably the pitch and the diameter, 10-20. Anyway, that's I'll have to research a little bit of that. Okay, what it looks like is they've used some kind of a silicone sealant for this, and it's supposed to have an O-ring going all the way around the perimeter of the back of this, where this meets up with the drive shaft, or the prop shaft of the engine. So I believe there is an O-ring in there, but it's just probably just all wore out, and they ended up using this silicone to seal it up. The only other issue is this: there's supposed to be a tolerance, a certain tolerance. I can't find it in the manual, where there's actually a feeler gauge tolerance between the blade and this outer sleeve. Now, when I turn this, you can actually hear it hitting, and I think that's a problem. I think it's probably a major problem, because if that hits, you're not, maybe it straightens out later. It just, as it's spinning, it doesn't seem to hit, but when it goes very slow, it does. So I'm not sure why. Maybe the bearings are starting to wear. I don't know, but it's a little concerning to me. I don't know enough about these jet drives to say either way, but these are just issues I'm noticing. The other thing is I did some research on YouTube myself, and I found that the props are not supposed to be damaged. Might have sucked up a rock, and it kind of chipped up these ends a little bit. I don't know how critical that is, whether that can just be, filed down, or if that's even an issue, I don't know. But anyway, that's where I'm at now. I'm going to probably pull this O-ring out of here with a pick, try to clean this surface up, and we're going to order an O-ring. Found one on CrowleyMarineEngine.com, or Crowley, I don't know what it's called, www.crowleymarine.com. So I believe that's what it is. So we'll order an O-ring. Maybe we could try to get an O-ring in here. There's one here. I think that they said that the O-rings are on this here. This particular one is no longer available, but maybe I can use an automotive O-ring here. So anyway, that's what we're gonna try to figure out. So once we get the O-ring, at least a large O-ring, maybe get this one replaced, we can put this back together, get the gear case lubricant we need, fill that up, slap this all back together, try to adjust the shift cable. The shift cable doesn't seem to want to have enough play to move this thing the full range that it's supposed to. So the shift cable could be all worn out, and that's another thing we got to look at. It may just need lubrication to free it up, or it just might need to be replaced. So anyway, stay tuned. Well, it's taken me about 2 hours, but I finally got this side of it done. All that silicone that they had on here, you couldn't even see the O-ring that was in there. And for me to get that O-ring out, of course, I had to destroy it. But I've cleaned it up now, and boy, what a chore. So I don't know if it requires a sealer after you put the O-ring in for this to go back on. Maybe a sealer over the O-ring. I don't know, but I'll have to try to research that some more. The manual is very vague on how this all goes together, and it's really tough to figure out, but maybe something on YouTube. But anyway, stay tuned. I've got to do the other side. The other side is just as bad. Maybe you can see it. The mating surface down here is all kind of gunked up with the same material. So, and I don't know if there's an O-ring possibly in that too. So I'll have to take a look. If there is, it'll have to come out. But I don't know if they have a double seal. It's possible. But anyway, we'll get back to it and see what happens. Well, just so you know, I just used some carburetor cleaner and a couple of picks to clean this out. And it seemed to work pretty good. Of course, you know, I've got an old putty knife I sharpened up, but I was very careful with it so I wouldn't dig into I think this is stainless, the sleeve going around here, but around here is aluminum. So you got to be very careful when you're scraping, because you can gouge into the, somebody already did here. That was not me, but that was already done. But that could have been from anything. I don't think that's going to affect anything either. The O-ring will go in here and it should seat pretty well. So we'll see what happens.